spend as much as 9 months of the year leave, just like that one. You see the bare branches on top, kind of looks like the roots have been stuck to the wrong end. View from up here, pretty special. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the Africa that over the years we at Kilimanjaro Safaris have come to know and love. Really is something. Now, see all the trees out here? The lower leaves have been stripped away. These are acacia trees, one of the preferred foods of the giraffe. As you can see, it often brings them to the area. But you look at the trees and already we're able to get an idea of how incredibly tall some of these giraffes in the reserve must grow to be in order to reach up there and get to the leaves. Adult giraffe eat around 75 pounds of food every day. Silvery grey antelope here with the short curved horns, white-bearded wildebeest. They take part in one of the largest land migrations on the planet. Normally wildebeest like these will gather in herds of female and young that number between 10 and over 1,000 individuals, as well as bachelor herds. During really large migrations, herds of these wildebeest will be in the tens of thousands. Truly staggering sight to behold. Let's get a bit further around here, get close to some more of these giraffes. Seems to be quite a few of them. Some smaller giraffe as well. Group of giraffe known as a tower, rather fitting, but it's nice to see them with some of the youngsters. It shows they're thriving, means they're happy, so we must be doing something right from them. Must have made, well, little giraffe, not so small to us either. Even newborn, they're something like 6 feet. And that little one over there is going to be more like 10, so a year old. Left side here, shallow wide cave. To the right, back there in the shade, some patch-like animals lying on the ground. Those are African wild dogs. They're also sometimes known as painted dogs because of those patchy markings you see on their coats. Not hyenas. No, it's a common mistake, but the hyenas more closely related to cats rather than being dogs like those back there are. Anyway, on the left side, it's got these dark brown antelope with the long curved horns. These are sable antelope, symbol of the Harambe Wildlife Reserve, and also one of the few antelope that will stand their ground when threatened by predators. Those curved horns can be up to 5 feet long, so you can imagine any predator likely to reconsider before taking on those magnificent looking horns of theirs. You ever get a chance to see a giraffe feeding? You want to keep an eye out for their tongues. They get to be very long, sticky and prehensile. The adult giraffe tongue up to 1.5 feet in length. One of the other drivers here, he swears to me he's seen these giraffes licking their own eyeballs. Yeah, never seen that myself. Don't even know why they want to do such a thing, but you can see how they could. So a special giraffe ability right there. Main note, dotted around the savannah, all those tall, odd reddish-orange earth cones. Should you be wondering, they are termite mounds. There'll be a large infrastructure on the ground there as well. We see all those different shapes and sizes. Well, we can thank the elephants for quite a bit of that. See, it turns out they like those really tall termite mounds for back scratchers. And they're sturdy, so they mate out here under the hot sun until hard like concrete. Even so, after an encounter with an elephant, termite mounds never quite the same again. They start to crumble to all those more gentle, rounded shapes develop over time. And antelope seem to like it. It's a great viewing spot, so perhaps they'll perch up there to look out across the savannas. They'll be able to spot any predators, might be trying to sneak up on them through all those really long grasses. Rolling grassy slopes up ahead, an area popular with many of our grazers, so we can see what other different savanna animals we can find. Over there towards the dirt track, there are a few small cinnamon-coloured antelope lying on the ground with a white face and underside, pretty dark streak as well. Those little guys back there are springbok. Fully grown adults, or close to it anyway. Little springbok only grow up to weigh around 100 pounds each. They get their name from the ability to leap 10 to 11.5 feet up in the air repeatedly, almost like they're bouncing across the savannah. Further along by the palm trees, dark brown animals with the massive horns, Ankole cattle, sometimes known as Watusi cattle, is after the local Watusi tribe that originally domesticated them in the area. They are the only domesticated animals on the reserve, but they do live very happily side by side with all the wild animals. We've got a right turn up here, so we might be able to see a bit more of those large horns where it opens up. Now, near those horns, they look like they would be incredibly heavy. Well, it turns out they're relatively light due to the fact that cattle will use them as a cooling system. So there's a honeycomb texture, and they have blood vessels throughout. They'll then dissipate extra body heat by circulating blood up through those formidable horns there. Alrighty, coming up shortly to our left side, got a few rocks up here I want to get past first. It's a spot that we have come to know as Monkey Point. It's been named that after a troop of mandrills. sometimes found in the area. The mandrill is Africa's largest monkey. Males could weigh 100 pounds. Females are significantly smaller, perhaps 30 pounds each, but sociable. They'll spend a lot of their day out together, playing, grooming, just hanging out in general. So hopefully we get a chance to see a few of those monkeys out and about. They can travel around a lot, especially fruiting season, maybe even as much as 3 square miles in a day. So monkeys usually here on the left side. Yeah, not really cooperating.